Yes, my people, welcome back to Tenacious Trading Group. So right now, this is my 1 hour chart on gold, and we can clearly see that price is bullish. How do I know that? We have taken out this high, we have also taken out this high, and we have taken out that high. So right now, we are trading between this low and this high. So right now, it looks like price is in the pullback phase where it wants to potentially tap into something and then continue higher, or I could just continue to look for shorts, and then obviously once I've seen that price has flipped, then I'll potentially look for longs. So when you go to a lower time frame, there was trades that you could have taken to go back down. So for instance, we took out this high, then we took out this low, and obviously within this we have our 1, we have our 2, we have our 3, obviously price swept 4, and then our 5. However, price is above our SMA, so already I can't take this trade. I know plenty of people that don't have the SMA on the chart, so taking an internal trade from here makes a lot of sense. But because we have the SMAs with us, I want to always follow the SMA at all times. So I couldn't have taken this trade shorts, but it worked out perfectly and it worked out lovely. So this is where you're going to have to do some back testing or gather data on when you might want to be going against your SMA and when you want to be going with your SMA. However, for me, yes, it was a clear short trade there internally because I understood that price was in the pullback phase if we go back to 1 hour. But I don't want to be a part of that mess and be the guy that gets cooked. So, of course, we ended up taking out these lows as well, and then it's pretty much the same thing. Where this is easily my 1, this is easily my 2, this is easily my 3. Price is swept. Price did what? Tapped into our army to get a move origin. Yes, we did fail to take out these lows. However, this is a perfectly enough trade where you could easily catch a 1 hour off that. But again, look at the SMAs. We are trading against the SMA, so I already know that I can't take a trade from here. So when you have the SMAs, it helps filter out noise. Yes, you are going to see setups that happen over and over again at going against the SMA, but you have to go with the SMA. This is one of the rules that I am not going to break, as you guys have seen plenty and plenty of times. So when you go down to a 1, there's actually a longs trade here. So we can see how, based off the 5-minute structure, price was clearly bearish, and you can see within that internally there was shorts that you could have taken, but obviously this was in the morning and obviously I didn't trade that. But internally, what did we end up doing? We ended up taking out this high. So now you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I mean with this you could also make this as your 1, you can also make this as your 2, that's still your 3, and obviously 4 and 5. What did we end up doing? We ended up creating a double bottom, as you guys can see here, and obviously price has shot up. So look, the low, high, low, high. So we clearly made a double bottom. So that's the reversal pattern that potentially you might take this trade higher. In terms of CSS, my last down candle, we don't get anything here. But if you're using the S&D flip, then you already know that price doesn't have to tap the 30%. And you could have been tagged in a long time ago, and that's your 2R done by the time you've even blinked. And I mean, in terms of IB, we do have a candle here. So we have an inside bar. As you can see, this bearish candle closed inside this high and this low. So now I would be in the minute we took out the high. Stop below there. You target 2R. And you also get your 2R trade there as well. So in terms of there being an entry confirmation, you do get that. And again, like if I use my 618 from this low to this high, we clearly tapped the 618 as well. Yes, he was in a little bit of drawdown, but yes, the trade does work out in terms of you getting at least a 1-to-1, and potentially the high. I don't know if the high gets taken. Does the high get taken? No, it doesn't. But that's at least a 1R. If I just double check, yeah, so it's at least a 1R ready to move the stop to potentially break even, or one or would have been your one and done in terms of you hit 1Rs and you close the trade. So another way where you could have entered this would have been where we had an area of support and resistance. So we can clearly see from this level here, price is turning from support into resistance, and if I just drag it across, you can see how over here we tap into it, we move back up. Over here we tap into it, create that double bottom, we move back up. Over here we tapped into it ever so oopsie. Over here we've tapped into it ever so slightly. What happens? We move back up. So this is an area of support and resistance, and if there's a if there was going to be a level where price is going to react from, then these are one of those levels. So we can see how price went up, went back down, we've closed above, we've had a nice retest with a rejection candle, because this is a lot of wicks, and then now all you're gonna do is just enter with a buy position, stop at the low of this, or potentially at the low of the support level, and then you can also target your 2R, and that would have been you done for the day. Potentially you might have put it down at these lows, which is also fine, and that also gives you just about a 1.86R. So depending on how much you're gonna risk, everyone's gonna have different risk parameters for what they're looking for. But if you just zoom back out to the 5-minute chart and we just let price play out, you can see how, obviously this is way past my trading time now, but you guys can clearly see how, if I go back to my 1 hour chart, as we already established, price was internally bearish. It looks like price was on a pullback, because we already know that price has to do what? Expand, pullback, expand, pullback, expand, pullback. So now we're just in the expansion leg where price needs to, when the pullback leg where price just needs to pull back, tap into something. So potentially we're going to tap into here, and now this might give us a nice reaction on where price wants to now move on higher. If this low ends up getting disrespected, now we understand that this could be R1, this could be R2, this could be R3. Wait for the sweep for 5, wait for price to tap into an area of interest, and then obviously we take the trade higher. So in terms of you looking for the pullback based off gold in from 3 to 5 p.m, 10 a.m. UK time, 10 a.m. to 12 noon New York time, if you was looking for the shorts, then you'd have been perfectly correct. If you was looking for longs, depending on what time you was on the charts, it would have also been correct. There was nothing wrong with also looking for longs. However, for me personally, I would have been trading a pullback. And yeah, that's it for today. That's it from me, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Always remember, guys, that victory belongs to the most tenacious, and wherever you're in the world, I'm wishing you guys a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace. Ciao.